Good evening, Pa. Good evening to all.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, good evening, Yalini.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, good evening, Ma. Shirin.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Today, let's we see human reproductions. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Then, reproduction means humans are sexually reproducing organisms, isn't it? Humans are sexually reproducing organisms. Just a minute, ma'am. Humans, that's a sexual mode of reproductions. So that is the humans are viviparous, isn't it, ma? Viviparous means viviparous. The humans reproduction is carried out by sexual mode of reproductions. Sexual mode of reproduction means, just a minute, ma. Sexual mode of reproduction means reproduction carried out through, anyone say? Jerlyn, Joy, Arun, Yalini, Shirin. Sexual mode of reproduction is carried out by sperm and ovum. Okay. You try to say answer, ma. Okay. If whether are right or wrong, that's no bother about, but you try to say. Okay. Human is carried the sexual mode of reproduction, then it is a viviparous organisms. Sexual mode of reproduction, that is the transfer of sperms and eggs. Sperms and eggs or ovum. Viviparous, that is the produce the young ones. Next one, reproductive events. What are the reproductive events? First one, reproductive events. First process is the formation of gametes. Gamete means formation of gametes. Okay, gametes, that is sperms and egg or ovum. Sperm and egg or ovum. Formation of gamete, that process is called as the gametogenesis. First process is the gametogenesis. Okay, that is sperms in male, then ovum in female. Sperms in male, then ovum in females. Next process, insemination. Okay, next process, inseminations. Insemination means transfer of sperms. Transfer of sperms into female genital tract. That genital means reproductive tract. Okay, second process. First process is the formation of gametes. Second one, transfer of gametes. Transfer of sperm and ovum. Okay, transfer of sperms into female reproductive tract. Female reproductive tract or genital tract. That process is called as the insemination. Okay, first one is the gametogenesis, then inseminations. Third process, fusion of male and female gametes. Okay, next one, fusion of male and female gamete. Fusion of male and female gametes, that is called as the fertilization. Fertilization. Okay, then fertilization leading to formation of zygote. Fertilization leads to formation of zygote. Okay, then it's followed by formation and development of blastocyst. Fourth process, formation and development of blastocyst. Formation and development. Formation and development of the blastocyst. If the formation and development of the blastocyst, that blastocyst is attached to the uterine wall. Okay, next one, its attachment to uterine wall. Attachment to uterine wall. This is known as implantation. First process is the gametogenesis, insemination, transfer of sperm into female genital tract or reproductive tract. After insemination, it leads to fertilization, fusion of male and female gamete, then formation of the zygote. If the zygote develop formation, then it's developed into blastocyst. This blastocyst is attached to the uterine wall, that's known as the implantations. Okay, next one is the after implantations, embryo development of the embryo. Next process, embryo development. Next one is the embryo development. That embryo development, that period is called as the gestation period. Okay, that's it, the gestation period. After the gestation period, delivery of the baby. The delivery of the baby is called as the parturitions. Next one, delivery of the baby. That process is called as parturitions. Okay, what are the reproductive events? First one is the gametogenesis, insemination. Next one, fertilization. Next one, implantations. Next, gestations. After that, parturitions. Okay. Next, shall we move to next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Next one, The reproductive events occurs only after the puberty. First one, male reproductive system. Male reproductive system located in the pelvic region. Male reproductive system located in pelvic region. Next one, it consists of male reproductive system consists of pair of testes. Pair of testes. Next one, along with pair of testes, then along with accessory ducts. Accessory ducts. Next one, accessory glands and external genitalia. Male reproductive system is located in pelvic region. It consists of pair of testes, accessory ducts, accessory glands and external genitalia. First one is the testes. Testes. The testis situated outside of the abdominal cavity. Okay, testis is located outside of abdominal cavity. Outside of the abdominal cavity, then it's located within the pouch. Within the pouch, that pouch like structures called as the scrotum. Okay, testis that's present in outside of the abdominal cavity within a pouch that's called as the scrotum. Why it's loaded in outsides? That is helps in maintaining of low temperatures. Okay, that helps in maintaining of low temperature. It helps in maintaining low temperature. Then low temperature means that is the 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius. It's maintain the temperature in lower than 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius than the normal body temperatures. So that low temperatures is very essential for formation of spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis means formation of sperms. Okay, that process is called as the spermatogenesis. Testis that's located in outside of the abdominal cavity within the pouch that's called as the scrotum. Scrotum that helps to maintaining the low temperature, that is 2 to 2.5 degrees Celsius. This temperature is very essential for formation of spermatogenesis. Okay, next one, testis, it's a oval in shape. Testis is a oval in shape. Next one, the length of the testis. The length of the testis 4 to 5 centimeters. The width of the testis is is 2 to 3 centimeter. Testis is a oval in shape. The length of the testis is 4 to 5 centimeter. Width of the testis is 2 to 3 centimeters. Next one, testis is the internal organs that it has the one of the covering layers. Testis is covered by dense covering. Dense covering. Dense covering means thick layers. Testis is covered by dense covering. Then each testis, that is the testis, that's a oval in shape. Testis consist of 250 compartments. Then it contains compartments, that is has 250 compartments. Okay, testis is covered by dense covering. Then testis has about 250 compartments. 250 compartments. This compartments is called as the testicular lobules. Okay, testis is covered by dense covering. Each testis has 250 compartments. That compartment is called as the testicular lobules. Are you understand? Yes. Shall we move to next one? Next, lobule. Okay, the testicular lobules contains 1 to 3. Testicular lobules contain 1 to 3 highly coiled seminiferous tubules. Inside of the testicular lobules has 1 to 3 highly coiled seminiferous tubules. Has highly coiled seminiferous tubules. Highly coiled seminiferous tubules. Inside of the seminiferous tubules that produce the sperms. The seminiferous tubules in the sperms are produced. Next one, seminiferous tubules are lined on inside by two type of the cells. Seminiferous inside of the seminiferous tubules that lined by two type of the cells. Okay, that's seminiferous tubules is lined by two type of the cells. Two types of the cells. Seminiferous tubules are lined by two type of the cells, that is male germ cells. Male germ cells. Another one is the Sertoli cells. Sertoli cells. Male germ cells, otherwise called as the spermatogonia. Male germ cells is otherwise called as the spermatogonia. Sertoli cells is otherwise called as the nurse cells. Semini testis covered by dense covering. It has 250 compartments, that is called as the testicular lobules. That testicular lobules has seminiferous tubules, that is 1 to 3 highly coiled seminiferous tubules. The role of the seminiferous tubules are produce the sperms. Seminiferous tubules are lined by two type of the cells. One is the male germ cells, another one is the Sertoli cells. Male germ cells is otherwise called as the spermatogonia, that is mother cells. Okay, male germ cells, that spermatogonia, that is the mother cells. Male germ cells undergo meiotic division. Male germ cells undergoes meiotic division. Male germ cells undergoes meiotic divisions. If the meiotic divisions completed, then leading to formation of sperms. Leading to formation of sperms or sperm formation. Male germ cells undergoes meiotic divisions. After meiotic divisions, formation of sperms. What is the role of the Sertoli cells? Then Sertoli cells provide nutrients. provide nutrients. Okay, Sertoli cells play an important role in provide the nutrients to germ cells. Provide nutrients to germ cells. Okay, are you understand? Male germ cells and Sertoli cells are lined in inside of the seminiferous tubules. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Next one, the region outside of the seminiferous tubules. Okay. Outside of the seminiferous tubules that's lined by interstitial spaces. Outside of the seminiferous tubules that's called as the interstitial spaces. That interstitial spaces contain small blood vessels, small blood vessels, interstitial spaces outside of the seminiferous tubules that has interstitial spaces, that spaces has small blood vessels and interstitial cells, small blood vessels and interstitial cells. Okay, interstitial cells or Leydig cells. Then what is the role of the Leydig cells? Leydig cells synthesize and secrete the testicular hormones. Leydig cells synthesize, and secrete the testicular hormones. Leydig cells secrete and synthesize the testicular hormones. Then testicular hormones is called as the androgens. Okay. Then it also contain other immunological competent cells and also contain other immunological competent cells. Then high 1 to 3 highly coiled seminiferous tubules are present in testicular lobules. It's play a role in production of the sperms. Then it has the two type of the cells. Male germ cells is otherwise called as the spermatogonia. Another one is the Sertoli cells or nurse cells. Spermatogonia undergoes the meiotic divisions that leads to formation of sperms. Then Sertoli cells provide the nutrients to germ cells. Then outside of the seminiferous tubules that has interstitial spaces, that spaces contain small blood vessels and interstitial cells or Leydig cells. Then Leydig cells synthesize and secrete the testicular hormones and also immunological competent cells. Testicular hormone is called as the androgens. Okay. Test is completed. If you have any doubt about testes,
Ma'am.
shall we move to next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, male reproductive system consists of pair of testes. Male reproductive system consists of pair of testes. Next one is the accessory ducts. Okay, accessory ducts. Accessory ducts. That accessory ducts include retestes. Accessory ducts include retestes, then vasa efferentia, epidermis, and vas deferens. Okay, accessory ducts include retestis, vasa efferentia, epidermis, and vas deferens. Okay, then seminiferous tubules of testis open into vasa efferentia, isn't it? Testis is there, testis open into vasa efferentia, testis open into vasa efferentia through the retestis. Okay, retestis, that is the backside of the testis, through the retestis. Testis of the seminiferous tubules that's open into vasa efferentia through the retestis. Okay, then vasa efferentia that leave the testis, vasa efferentia that's open into next one epidermis. Vasa efferentia that's open into epidermis, that is located posterior surface of each testis. Then epidermis leads to vas deferens. Okay, the seminiferous of the testis open into vasa efferentia through the retestis. Vasa efferentia is open into epidermis. Epidermis that leads to vas deferens. That vas deferens ascend to the abdomen and loops over the urinary bladder. Okay, vas deferens, that vas deferens ascends to vas deferens that ascends to abdomen and loop over the urinary bladder. Next one, the seminal vesicles open into then the urinary bladder. It receives the seminal vesicles. It receives a duct from seminal vesicle. That seminal vesicle open into urethra. That seminal vesicles open into urethra. Next one, the ducts. What is the role of the seminiferous tubules? The duct of the seminiferous tubules store and transport the sperms from testis to outside through the urethra. Okay, va. First one, epidermis. That epidermis leads to vas deferens. Then it's ascend to abdomen. Then loop of the urinary bladder. Its bladder receives a duct from seminal vesicles. Okay, duct from seminal vesicles. Then open into duct from the seminal vesicle. Then if the duct of the seminal vesicle has store and transport of the sperm. Store and transport of the sperms from testis to outside. From testis to outside through urethra. More, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Then sperms are stored and transport from testis to outside through the urethra. Then urethra originate from urinary bladder. இல்லையாமா அது நமக்கு urethra that originate from urinary bladder. that extend through the penis. Then if the penis has external opening, that external opening is called as the external meatus. External opening is called as the external meatus. Urethra opening into urinary bladder. Then urinary bladder extend through the penis has external openings, that's called as the external meatus. Next one, the penis, that is the male external genitalia. That is male external genitalia, that's made up of special tissues. That special tissues are used for helps in erection of the penis. Then enlarged end of penis, that's called as the glans penis. Enlarged end of penis, that's called as the glans penis. Next one, it's covered by loose fold of the skin. Gland penis, that's covered by loose fold of the skin, that's called as the foreskin. Urethra, that open into urinary bladder, then extend through the penis. Penis has the external openings, that's called as the urethral meatus. Then it has the external genitalia, that's made up of the special type of the tissues. Then it helps in erection of the penis. Next one, the if the erection of the penis, that facilitate the insemination process. Erection of penis, that facilitate the insemination process. Then enlarged end, that's called as the gland penis, that's covered by loose fold of the skin, that's called as the foreskins. Okay, shall we move to next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Next one is the accessory glands, includes paired seminal vesicles, accessory glands include pair of seminal vesicle, paired seminal vesicles, then prostate gland and paired bulbourethral glands. Paired seminal vesicles, then a prostate glands, then paired bulbourethral glands. Paired bulbourethral glands. So the gland secretions constitute the seminal plasms. Prostate glands, then bulbourethral glands. These gland secretions constitute the seminal plasm. Bulbourethral glands, then prostate glands. These gland secretions constitute the seminal plasm. Then seminal plasm contains rich in glucose. Seminal plasm rich in fructose, then calcium and some of the enzymes. Certain enzymes and calcium. ஓகேங்களா? paired bulbourethral glands and prostate gland. These secretions are constitute the seminal plasm. Then seminal plasm rich in fructose, calcium, and certain enzymes. So the secretions are helps in the lubrications of the penis. The secretions of bulbourethral glands, secretions of the bulbourethral glands helps in lubrication. Lubrication of penis. Okay, the secretions of the bulbourethral glands helps in lubrication of the penis. Okay, male reproductive system completed. If you have any doubt about male reproductive system, Yalini, Nandini, Arun Prabhu, then Udaya, Shirin.
No, ma'am.
Yes. Shall we move to next one?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Next one, female reproductive system. Female reproductive system that consists of pair of ovaries. Female reproductive system consists of a pair of ovaries. Pair of ovary along with pair of oviduct. Pair of ovaries along with oviduct. Then uterus, cervix, then vagina, cervix, vagina, and external genitalia. Female reproductive system consists of pair of ovaries, then ovaries along with oviduct that leads to uterus, cervix, vagina, and external genitalia. Okay, va? So the female reproductive system located in pelvic regions. It's also located in pelvic region. Next one, the parts system along with its parts along with the mammary glands, a pair of the mammary glands. So mammary glands is also integrated to support the process of ovulations. Along with this parts, it has the mammary glands, a pair of the mammary glands. A pair of mammary glands, that mammary glands integrated structurally and functionally to support the process of ovulation. To support the process of ovulation. Okay, pair of the mammary glands structurally and functionally integrated, then support the process of ovulation. Then after the ovulation, that leads to fertilization, then pregnancy, birth, then childbirth. Okay, fertilization, then pregnancy, birth, and child care. A pair of mammary glands integrated structurally and functionally the process of ovulation. After ovulation, that leads to fertilization, pregnancy, birth, and child care. First one, ovaries. ovaries are the primary female sex organs. Ovaries are primary female sex organs. Next one, that produce the female gametes. Ovaries are produce the female gametes. That female gametes is called as the ovum or egg. Ovaries are the primary female sex organs. Then ovaries are produce the female gametes, that's ovum, and also produce the several steroid hormones, and also produce several steroid hormones. That steroid hormone is called as the ovarian hormones. Steroid hormones is called as the ovarian hormones. Next one, ovaries. Ovaries located on each side of the abdomen, that is the lower abdomen. Ovaries located on each side of lower abdomen. Ovaries located on each side of the lower abdomen. So the length of the ovary is 2 to 4 centimeters. Then ovary is connected to the pelvic wall and uterus. It's located in pelvic region, isn't it? Ovaries are located on pelvic region. Then it's present in lower side of the abdominal cavity. Then the length of the ovary is 2 to 4 centimeter. That ovary is connected by pelvic wall and uterus. Ovary is connected by pelvic wall and uterus by ligaments. Ovary is connected by pelvic wall and uterus by ligament. Next one, ovary is covered by thin epithelium. Testis is covered by, ovary is covered by thin epithelium. Testis is covered by dense connective. Okay, dense means thick. Then testis is covered by dense connectives. Then ovaries are covered by thin epithelium. Then the epithelium is enclosed by ovarian stroma. Encloses by ovarian stroma. Ovary is covered by thin epithelium. Thin epithelium that encloses by ovarian stroma. Then that stroma is divided into two parts. One is the peripheral, another one is the inner. Okay. Then ovary is covered by thin epithelium. That epithelium is surrounded or encloses by the ovarian stroma. That stroma is divisible into two regions. One is the peripheral. One is the peripheral means outer, isn't it? One is the peripheral, another one is the inner. Peripheral is called as the cortex. Then inner is called as the medulla. Next one, ovary along with the oviduct. Okay, ovary, that's ovary located on each side of the lower abdomen. The length of the ovary 2 to 4 centimeters. It is attached to pelvic wall and uterus by ligaments. Then ovary is covered by thin epithelium. The thin epithelium encloses by stroma. Stroma is divisible into two regions. One is the outer, another one is the inner. Outer region is called as the cortex, inner is called as the medulla. Next one is the oviduct. Ovaries along with the oviduct. இல்லையாமா? Ovary along with the oviduct. Oviduct that refers to as fallopian tube. Oviduct along with fallopian tube. Then oviduct leads to uterus. Uterus leads to vagina. These are the female accessory duct. Okay. Oviduct, uterus, then vagina. These are constitute the female accessory ducts. These are constitute the female accessory ducts. Fallopian tube, uterus, vagina constitute the accessory ducts. First one is the fallopian tube. Fallopian tube is the 10 to 12 centimeter long. 10 to 12 centimeter long. That fallopian tube extend from periphery of each ovary. Okay, that's the extend from fallopian tubes extend from periphery of ovary. Periphery of each ovary. Ovary to uterus. Ovary to uterus. Fallopian tube extends from periphery of each ovary. Ovary to uterus. Next one, it's closer to the ovary. It has, that is the ovary. It's a ovary. It's closer to the ovary. It has the funnel-like structures. It has the funnel-like structures. That funnel-like structures is called as the infundibulum. Okay, then oviduct that extend from periphery of ovary, then ovary to uterus. Ovary to uterus, near the uterus, or the closer to the ovary that has the funnel shaped. This is ovary. Ovary that's closer to the ovary, it has the funnel shaped structures. That funnel shaped structures is called as the infundibulum. The edge of the infundibulum has finger like projection. The edge of the infundibulum that has the finger like projections. That finger like projections is called as the fimbriae. Okay, closer part of the ovary has funnel shaped structures, that's called as the infundibulum. The edge of the infundibulum has finger like projections. That finger like projections is called as the fimbriae. That fimbriae is helps in collection of ovum. Fimbriae that helps in collection of ovum. Fimbriae helps in collection of ovum after ovulation. Next one, infundibulum that leads to a wider part. Infundibulum that leads to a wider part, that is infundibulum that infundibulum that leads to a wider parts. That wider part is called as the ampulla. Okay, then infundibulum leads to a wider part of the oviduct that's called as the ampulla. Then last part of the oviduct, that is isthmus. Last part of the oviduct, that's called as the isthmus. It's a wider part, that is the narrow part. Okay, next one, the last part of the oviduct, that is has the narrow lumen. That narrow lumen has the isthmus. Okay, wider parts is called as the ampulla. Then last part of the oviduct has the narrow lumen that's joined to the uterus. It's called as the isthmus. Okay, that's leads to join to uterus. Okay, fallopian tube, oviduct. Then oviduct is otherwise called as the fallopian tube. The length of the fallopian tube is 10 to 12 centimeter long. Then fallopian tube extend from periphery of each ovary to uterus. Next one, part closer to the ovary has a funnel shaped structure called infundibulum. The edge of the infundibulum has finger-like projections that's called as the fimbriae. Fimbriae helps in collection of ovum and after ovulation. Next one, wider part of the infundibulum that has the ampulla. Then last part of the oviduct, that is isthmus. The isthmus has the narrow lumen. That lumen is joined to the uterus. Shall we move to next one? Shall we move to next one, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, are you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma. Yes, Shri. Next one, uterus. Uterus is a single. Uterus is also called as the womb. Uterus is also called as the womb. The shape of the uterus is the inverted pear shaped. Uterus is a single. Uterus is also called as the womb. The shape of the uterus is inverted pear shaped. Then it's attached by pelvic wall by ligaments. Then uterus open into vagina. Uterus open into vagina through a cervix. Uterus open into vagina through the cervix. Next one, the cavity of the cervix. Cavity of cervix, that's called as the cervical canal. The cavity of the cervix is called as the cervical canal. If the cervical canal along with vagina form the birth canal. cavity of the cervix called as the cervical canal. Cervical canal along with the vagina then form the birth canal. Next one, wall of the uterus has a wall of the uterus made up of three layers. One is the perimetrium. Wall of the uterus has three layers, made up of three layers. First one is the perimetrium. Next one is the myometrium, endometrium. Perimetrium, that is the external layer, then thin and membranous layer. Perimetrium, that is the outer layer, that's a thin and membranous layer. Middle layer, that's made up of smooth muscles. Middle layer made up of smooth muscles. Then inner layer, that is the endometrium, is the inner layer that has glandular layer. Inner layer, that is nature, is a glandular layer. Then endometrium undergoes the cyclic changes. Endometrium undergoes cyclic changes during menstruations. Okay. Endometrium that undergoes cyclical changes during menstrual cycle. Next one, myometrium. Myometrium that exhibit the strong contraction. Myometrium exhibit strong contraction during delivery of the baby. Myometrium, that's made up of the smooth muscles that exhibit the strong contractions during delivery of the baby. Then endometrium, that is the inner layer, it's called as the glandular layer. Endometrium undergoes the cyclic changes during the period of menstrual. Okay. Are you clear up to?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Female external genitalia, we will see next class. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. If you have any doubt about female reproductive system, then male reproductive system, today we see.
No, ma'am.
Yes, Shirin. What about others?
No, ma'am.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Okay, today wind up the section. You go through the lesson. If you have any doubt, we are clear the next class. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, miss.